Welcome back, team. My name is Eli, and you're watching Journal of a Complete Stranger, where emotional masculinity is your opportunity to be the best version of yourself. Click on the link in the description below and share this channel with everyone you know. I need you to manipulate the YouTube analytics as well, so go ahead and hit the like button. Be sure to leave a comment below. And finally, watch the video to the very end, because the minute you miss may have the message you need. Today's video is going to piss some of you off, but it's called Selfish Leader. Team. More likely than not, some if not most of you are upset at the idea and the concept of selfish leadership. Those of you that are upset are likely the ones that are doing it wrong. Now, I know that strikes a nerve with a lot of you. But what you need to understand is, I don't need your validation to say what's right. Selfish leadership has been around for a very long time. It's just been called something else. Selfish leadership is essentially using selfishness to be a selfless leader. Again, some if not most of you have been put in leadership roles. And what you need to understand about the leadership role is when somebody says, "Follow me," those two words are either going to motivate and inspire people to follow that leader or strike fear in the team's heart. Now, here's the thing, guys. They're the same two words. They're just coming from two different people. And 9 times out of 10, the leaders that have teams that feel motivated and inspired to follow use selfishness to be a selfless leader. A selfish leader, a selfish leader. Matter of fact, you know what? No, we're gonna drop this point right now, just to be that guy. All right, so it was brought to my attention by one of the subscribers not long ago that he and or she can tell when one of these videos is scripted. And the ones that come right off the top of the head are the ones that get the most views. So, anonymous subscriber, not a script in sight. So, I'm probably going to be bouncing around a whole lot, but it is what it is. We're going to lead with one point. If you've ever been on a plane, and before the plane takes off, you'll notice that the flight attendants have that demonstration. And part of that demonstration says something along the lines of, if there's a sudden loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will fall from up above. And they ask that you put your mask on before you help out those in need. Oh yeah, Eli, that's selfish as shit. I'm gonna put a mask on my child first. No, stupid. The ultimate goal is that your child or your loved ones survive. Okay, so what if you're on the plane, there's a sudden loss of cabin pressure, the mask comes down, and you put the mask over your loved one first, and then you die? Well, guess what happens to your loved one? They die too. Selfish leadership always puts the need of the team first. They use integrity. For those of you that aren't completely familiar with the word integrity, it's very simple. It's making the decision because it's the right thing to do, regardless of who's watching and how people feel. Okay, so integrity, how does one determine integrity? Well, how does one determine what's right? It's through what one believes is morally sound. It's leading with the heart. It's leading through emotions. Some of the best leaders in the world are emotionally driven, and they don't even know it. Their emotions allow them to believe what is right and what is wrong. And then when they tell their team to follow them, their team is motivated and inspired, not fearful. If you consistently go through life searching for the validation of the individual, you will fail. I'm here to tell every single one of you that if you are not a selfish leader and you find yourself searching for the validation of others all the time, it's not too late. I have a t-shirt, one of my favorite t-shirts. I don't wear it as much anymore because it's faded and, well, now it doesn't fit because I lost a tremendous amount of weight. But the t-shirt says, always be yourself. Unless you can be Batman, then always be Batman. It's never too late to change. If you feel like your team is fearful every single time that you tell them to follow you, stop putting the individual first. You need to put yourself first. If you're having difficulty at home being an emotionally driven and emotionally masculine man, you are not putting the team's needs first. So at home, who's the team? Well, it's your family, your wife, your kids. The end game and the mission of every family is to make sure that they're together. I myself, in the past, had the confidence and the charisma to be an emotionally masculine man, and I didn't know it. I led through integrity, driven by my emotions. And I didn't search for the validation of the other person in the relationship. It wasn't until recently when I lost that confidence and started needing for my wife to validate everything I said that I stopped being an effective leader. Say what you know is right. Lead. Because if you don't, your family will be fearful every single time you tell them that you need to be together. Use selfishness to be a selfless leader. Team, if you were pissed off at that first segment, you're not going to like this next one. But you're going to watch it to the very end because you need to. Some of you that got upset at that first point, pride yourself on being the nice guy. You have gone your entire life searching for the validation of others. You've been on dates, multiple dates, probably most of your dates, and then got ghosted within a week. You got friend zoned. Stop priding yourself on being the nice guy. Now, I'm not telling you to be mean. I'm telling you to do what's right. Say and do the things that make you happy as a person. Don't make the other person's wants and desires and what you think the other person wants to hear dictate your happiness, stupid. Part of being an emotionally masculine man is changing what drives your emotions. If you always put everyone else's needs first and your emotions take a back seat, you will never, ever be an emotionally masculine man. In the next segment, we're going to talk about the signs and symptoms that you're a nice guy. All right, so signs and symptoms that you're a nice guy. First off, I'm not telling people not to be nice. Being friendly is very important, but it can't be the most important thing. Nobody wants to follow or be around the nice guy. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the nice guy. Sign and symptom number one that you're the nice guy. And I do have notes because I don't want to miss anything. So it's not a script. It's like legitimately laid out in meeting format. And if anybody wants these notes, just let me know. The number one sign that you're a nice guy. You're constantly searching for the validation of everyone. You make decisions based on how it makes people feel. Now, it seems effective at first, but after time, people will lose the respect that you desire. Their team no longer sees them as an effective leader. And once again, when that leader says, "Follow me," there's that little bit of doubt and that little bit of fear. The nice guy, because they're searching for validation of others, has no happiness of their own. They're too preoccupied with the happiness of others. And they always say or think stuff like, making people happy makes me happy. If this is you, pay attention. Sign and symptom number two that you're the nice guy. You'll never vocalize your unhappiness for fear of conflict, and you're constantly avoiding conflict. This also works at first, but eventually you lose the love of your team. Love and respect are two different things, but they run hand in hand, and you need both. The perception of the nice guy with regards to not being able to vocalize their own happiness is that if they're incapable of vocalizing their unhappiness, then they're not capable of love. Why love somebody that can't love you back? They internalize their anger, which pushes people away, which is the exact opposite of their desired effect. I came up with these on my own, by the way. So if there's any leadership coaches out there and any of this is wrong, I don't care. Number 3 seems a little obvious, but it's important. Sign and symptom that you're the nice guy is that you're known as the nice guy. People want to be around you at first, but upon discovery, there's a lack of depth. They're seen as fake, and they're friend-zoned frequently. And number 4, because the natural progression of this all, is that you're constantly surrounded by women. And you're initially seen as attractive, but you eventually give off the brother vibe. You're constantly came to for advice about dating other men, and most of the time, you spend that time talking trash about the other guy's personality types. You're married because you're safe. Your wife feels like there's a lack of emotional security, and ultimately, you'll either be divorced or cheated on. This next segment coming up, how to be Batman. All right, team. How to be Batman. Now, obviously, we're never going to be vigilante superheroes with no superpowers. But we need to find ways to not be a nice guy. Now, I'm not telling you not to be nice. Again, kindness is very important. But you can't be a nice guy 100% of the time. So, the first sign and symptom of being a nice guy, that the nice guy is always searching for the validation of everyone else. So, why do people search for validation? Now, I'm sure it happens for various reasons, but if I had to venture a small guess, or at least when it comes to myself, I've always wanted to make the people that are important to me proud by fulfilling their standards. Now, here's the thing. You cannot make other people proud if you yourself don't have pride in what you do and you're not proud of yourself. You're constantly comparing yourself to other people's standards, therefore you're comparing yourself to other people. Stop doing that. Don't compare yourself to the last guy, the next guy, or the people around you. Compare yourself to you. I did a great job today. I'm going to do better tomorrow. Pride is going to be the first step towards emotional masculinity. When you're no longer doing things because you need the validation and the approval of others, but you're doing things because you want to be better. The second symptom and sign is that you aren't, or you won't, or can't vocalize your unhappiness. Well, the solution to this one seems pretty simple, but if it were simple, why are you struggling with it? If something makes you unhappy, knowing that that lack of happiness will drive you into not being happy, you need to be able to tell your team, whether it be in your relationships or at work or or the people that are just around you. I don't want to do this because of blank. That's not the right thing to do because of this. It's integrity. Doing the right thing because it's the right thing. Sign number 3, that you're the nice guy, is being known as the nice guy. The nice guy is known as the nice guy because they do nice things because they want something in return. In my opinion, one of the differences between niceness and kindness is simple. You do nice things because you want the person you're doing nice things for to give you something back in return. It's a pretty dirtbag move. And maybe if you do nice things because you want something in return, you deserve to be known as the nice guy. You deserve loneliness. I want you to be a kind man. You do nice things and you be kind, once again, because it's the right thing to do, because the other person needs it, because your team needs it. Ultimately, the needs of the entire team become more important. You now have depth. You are a person that does things because it's important. Sign number 4. You're constantly surrounded by women that ask you for advice about other men. Well, hopefully if you've followed step 1, 2, and 3, you'll never get to this point. But being in the friend zone could be for any one of a few different reasons. She just might not have been right for you, or you put yourself in that situation. You're never going to be able to get yourself out. If you found this person as a potential mate, then you can't act like their brother. You can't constantly compliment them on everything. If they're beautiful, tell them they're beautiful. If they make the right decision, tell them they made the right decision. But if they do something stupid, tell them they did something stupid. The reason they did it isn't important. You want to be able to talk to the person about their behavior, not about who they are. A team member, a wife, a girlfriend will make bad decisions. It's going to happen. Now, if you're married, you promised for better or worse. Now, obviously, both people need to feel the same way. But if this other person made a mistake, address the mistake without telling the other person they're a horrible person. If you want to be an emotionally masculine man, if you're becoming an emotionally masculine man to become an alpha, these are your steps. It's not going to be easy. You're going to start your journey off as sounding needy. But until you want change, you will always be a nice guy because you're not practicing selfish leadership.